Welcome to day 33, or as we say in Ireland, 33 of This Much Is True. You know, earlier on tonight, I did make a video, and let me see if I get some more light here. And I've gotten to the age where I go off on a rant, and I don't like it because what does it achieve? And when you go off on a rant, you probably think you are revealing to the world something that's never been heard before. And of course you're not. It's all been said before. These days it is getting more difficult and difficult to say it because there's a lot of mind games at work. Political correctness, if you can call it that, or wokeism. I don't know, whatever label you want to put on it, but it's not good for democracy. It's designed to spell word you and shut you up and what have you. So my subject tonight was, why can't they be like we were, perfect in every way? What's the matter with kids today? None of you, even of my own generation, will probably have heard that. Thank God, says you. But I was going to talk about children and the pressures, unprecedented, that are on them in this day and age. And the reason was I became aware in the last few hours of yet another young person, 23, 24 years of age, taking their own lives. A chap who had everything to live for, came from a great area, impeccable parentage, educated in supposedly the best institution you can get in Ireland. And, you know, late last year, a beautiful young girl, about 21 years of age. I was aware I knew the family. If you looked at her, you would have just said you were a model. She actually did a bit of modelling. But she was highly educated. Family that absolutely adored her and loved her. Beautiful house, fantastic holidays, and her whole life to live, and yet she chose to put an end to it. And I might have mentioned this on some other previous video I'd done, but I actually bumped into the ambulance man that had been present in the house, and he told me that we're seeing more and more and more of it, and people aren't talking about it. It's not getting out in the press. He said to me, the youngest case I've seen is an 11-year-old. So what's the cause of it? Is it too much too soon? Is it overwhelm? I think a lot of it is in need of sanction. Well, you can't use that word, can you? But I mean, curtailment on this stuff. It's ruining people's lives, especially young, impressionable minds. The pressure and the peer pressure. I was delighted to see, was it Senator Halsey, rip the fucking arse off Mark Zuckerberg, who's used to having it licked by old fellas who think, oh, well, the technology, the kid knows best. No. This guy Halsey was not taking prisoners when it came to Instagram and the effect that it's had on young people. It's a scourge, essentially. So I went off on one tonight, and I wasn't proud of myself for it, because it ends up being this cliched, what do they call it these days, like the white man gammon syndrome, which is all, again, a contrivance to keep people in their place and to shut people up. The world is toxic. It's not a toxic masculinity. It's a toxic existence for the most part, and a lot of it by design. And I'm going to say no more about it. But that's it as far as I'm concerned tonight. I've had enough of roaring into the ether. Nobody really gives a shit anyway. And why should they? Well, with the exception of their young people who they should look after and not abrogate their responsibility as adults. Because a lot of them, you see, themselves are attached to all this. Yeah, what perfect distraction could you have from your own child's attention and say, here, take one of these.